If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Lil Nas X is releasing his new album Montero this week on September 17th, so when you're watching this tomorrow on a Friday obviously, and today I wanted to go over everything we know about this new album, Montero. So let's go over all the things we know because we actually do know quite a few things. So let's look into them. So first off, we have the official announcement for the album, which obviously came with a cover art and also with a release date. So let's look at that. So the release date, obviously, as I already said, was September 17th, 2021. Tomorrow, the Friday, obviously, but then also we got the cover art, which a lot of people were talking about. Is basically this naked version of Lil Nas X floating in something that looks like paradise. I think the detail on this and like the graphic quality of this is really good. Like you can look at any kind of flower or water drop in the background and it's actually like high definition. I think this looks amazing from like a graphic standpoint. Of course, you can argue about whether you really want to see him like, you know, naked floating in front of your face while you're listening to this album, but yeah, I think this album actually looks pretty cool in itself. So that is the info that we had. Also, this silhouette of him like floating there was also used in a lot of the videos for the singles that he's released for the album so far, but that's something we're gonna look into in a second. First off, release date, cover art, we got the announcement. This was like 2 weeks ago, I think, that we actually got the announcement. We've been waiting for this thing for some time. As I said, he started releasing singles earlier on this year, and then also I think in spring he said that he's gonna drop the album during summer, and obviously this is what we now got. We also actually just a little while ago got the track list for this thing, which the back of the cover art also kind of, you know, represents heaven and him like an angel floating there, of course censored, obviously. Let's go over the tracks because some of these are of course very interesting. I talked about them in another video that I made a couple of days ago about my expectations for this thing already, but let's actually look at what tracks we have on here. First off, Montero, Call Me By Your Name, the hit single from this thing that was all over TikTok. Obviously a big success for him. I like the song as well. I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously now it's overplayed due to TikTok, but the song itself I thought was pretty good. I mean, he stepped out of his comfort zone a little bit with all the singing, with the different types of, you know, moving away from just, you know, hip hop in a way, because he's not really a hip hop artist anymore. He does all types of music. Of course, Industry Baby, the latest single with Jack Harlow, was him rapping again, but still like this track. The second one is Dead Right Now. The third one, another single, Industry Baby with Jack Harlow. As I said, I did kind of find this single predictable. It wasn't nothing special, you know, but still a pretty solid song. Then we have That's What I Want, then The Art of Realization, then Scoop with Doja Cat. I love to see the two of them collaborating. Then a very interesting feature, One of Me featuring Elton John. I'm looking forward to this one. I really want to see how Elton John and Lil Nas X kind of, you know, have a chemistry together. No pun intended here, you feel me? Then we have Lost in the Citadel, then $sign Slime with Megan Thee Stallion. Also love to see Megan on here. Tales of Dominica, then Sun Goes Down, another single, my favorite single actually, but also the one that performed the worst commercially. Maybe that's why it's my favorite one, because it's not overplayed on everywhere, but this is my favorite single. Then we have Void, then we have Don't Want It, then Life After Salem, and then Am I Dreaming with Miley Cyrus, another pop artist featured on here besides kind of Doja Cat and Elton John. And the executive producers for this thing are Take a Day Trip, which I really like to see, and Omer Fedi, who I haven't really heard from, so I'm looking forward to the production as well on here. I like that he is crediting the producers on the track list. Big shout out to Lil Nas X for doing that, because producers are not getting enough recognition and props in the industry. Shout out to him for doing that. But that's the track list. I think it looks pretty solid. We have a couple of features, not too many, not too, you know, little. I like the way he used them, so we're gonna have to wait and see what he actually does with the songs that those artists end up being featured on. Looking at what's happened so far in the rollout process, of course we've had that whole weird thing about him being pregnant happening. I think this is just a way for him to promote the album. because obviously that is a very weird thing to do, to pretend like you're pregnant as a male human, because biologically, obviously, you can't get pregnant as a man, but that was the whole thing that happened. I like the videos he released for the single so far. I thought they all, were very cinematic. He apparently has a really big budget, judging from those videos, judging from the fact that he has such a high quality cover art, and has different narratives connecting the videos and the cover art, for example, or just the whole thing somehow being cohesive in a way. Obviously, he has a big record deal, but for someone who was a one-hit wonder, phenomenon from TikTok and with Old Town Road and stuff like that, for his debut album, because we can't forget that this is his debut album. We only got that 7 EP 2 years ago, but this is his debut album, so the first time we actually hear a collective of songs from him. So for him to have this big of a budget, I thought was pretty cool, and we're gonna have to see what he does with it. Of course, now he's not a one-hit wonder anymore. He's established himself as a pretty, decently solidified artist in hip-hop, but also beyond hip-hop. I talk about that in that other video that I made on this album, where I talk about my expectations. I talk about him dabbling into different genres. I wouldn't be surprised to see a rock, influence on here or stuff like that. So, yeah, that is my expectations for this. But as I said, go check out that other video if you haven't yet. But then also he has a live event coming up called the Montero Show on YouTube and on everywhere, and apparently this is another way to promote the album. I think he's doing this very big scale with high value videos, with high value cover art, with really features on here like Elton John and stuff like that, which are unusual to see on a hip-hop album. So I'm guessing this won't be hip-hop all the way through. But as I said, go check out that other video. Anyway, this is my thoughts on this, and this is everything we know so far. We got the release date, we got the cover art, we got the track list, the features, the song titles, all that, the producers, which I love to see. Obviously, the singles we have so far, I liked all of them. Some of them went more viral than others. Some I like more than others. Sun Goes Down still being my favorite. But I'm looking forward to this thing. Like, I actually have some high expectations, judging from the whole thing. He's, scaling this up with this Montero show as well and stuff like that. So I think we can actually look forward to something pretty epic from Lil Nas X here. But that's just my thoughts. As I said, now I want to know what you think about this. Are you excited for Lil Nas X Montero? What do you think of the single so far? What songs are you looking forward to the most? What features are you looking forward to the most? What influences do you think he'll have on this record? And just your general thoughts, I really want to know, so let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.